Hi viewers, I'm Daniel Thompson.
And I'm usually Mark Hughes.
Welcome to 1 to 10, the beer reviewing show where we review a beer after drinking one of them and then again after drinking 10. This week we're drinking Pražský. Yeah! We're going to crack our first can.
Crack the can.
Ooh, nice little snap.
Can.
And you're no crack. Oh, I really like this beer. This I would say is the least fizzy beer we have done so far. And I think that's going to be important. I quite like the taste. It definitely has a taste. Like, it's not like some of the other beers where like this is sparkling water.
Like nothing, yeah.
It definitely has a beer flavour.
There is a flavour to it.
So it's a Czech lager, apparently, according to the can and according to Google.
Pilsner?
Yeah, this would be a Pilsner style beer. I like Czech beers. I like their style of lager. So I'm happy with their little tasty Pražský.
I don't need to generalise, but all Czech beer is good beer.
Yeah.
Even cheap shit beer is generally like drinkable beer.
And
so,
this
like,
is cheap beer.
This is super cheap.
Yeah, so we got these €9 for 8 cans.
It's slightly more expensive than Canadian, but with flavour.
Yeah. That's actually should be their advertising. Yeah. It's like slightly more expensive than Canadian, but it tastes of something.
God, if that's what's awful. I could taste beans. Could you taste that?
Why would I taste your burp, you gross manky bastard? Also, in the sake of transparency, viewers, neither of us have particularly slept. So this might get a little loose.
It's a good thing we said that as opposed to just let them be like, those lads really need to rest.
Yeah, I kind of want the qualifier. I don't even like, these guys seem okay drinking. Why are they on 7 this time?
If one
They're
or
all
both
over
of
the
us are
shop.
asleep at any point.
We might have a snooze tally. How many times did
How many naps did we have?
Pražský in Ireland is considered like a very, very cheap beer, a bit of a scaldy beer, would you say?
It's the 4-pack you get and then sit outside the shop and drink. So like that's a Pražský.
But I think that's kind of crap because it's such a nice beer. It's better, like I'd rather drink a Pražský than drink one of the American
I think
lagers.
it is the shame of notions. People with notions looking at me like, oh, I'm not spending €5 on 4 cans. These cans are $7.50 for 4 cans. That's much more in my range.
Yeah,
it's like
they're worse beers.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There's no actual like trade over. This is a tasty beer.
It's a really nice
just
beer.
happens to be a bit cheaper.
Mark, you've just finished your first can. Would you like to give?
There's a bit.
There's trouble. Oh, it's so nice.
I'm going to do a straight direct comparison with finishing that can to Carlsberg. That can...
Was there poison in it?
Yeah.
was it full of poison?
It was not enough poison is what
Not
my critique
enough
is. Yeah.
poison.
This time is the first time there hasn't been enough poison in a can. This one, like the little bit at the bottom of the can, was fine. It actually had a decent taste because I was a bit like anxious at first when I was going to swallow it.
Maybe you Czech people
like,
don't put cigarettes into the bottom of their cans or something.
Don't put fag butts in the bottom of a can. It's not big, it's not clever, and it really hurt my tummy. So for 1 can rating,
not being poisoned is actually like, it shouldn't be a thing.
It shouldn't be on the list.
It's so part of
But
our
it is
ratings at
important.
this stage. Like, is the bottom of your can poison?
It wasn't poison. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10 because I think it's like, I do believe it's above average. I think it's better than some other ones that you just randomly get off someone as well.
Totally.
Like
I'm very happy
so
to
it's
drink
actually
Pražský.
like, it's grand.
It was interesting hearing you say 7 because I'm going to go 7 as well. I think,
Trendsetter, guys.
yeah, I think
Trendsetter.
7 is exactly where I'd like this. I think if I was drinking it colder and out of a glass, I'd even maybe go to an 8.
Go be going a little bit alright.
But that's not what this 1 can's about. It's 1
It's
can.
not the
It's
1 can.
not 1 glass of beer. When you're watching this show, maybe you're watching it and be like, oh, 5 is the halfway point. 5 cans is not the halfway point. 7 cans is the halfway point.
And then you crawl.
crawl.
to the finish line.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like.
Yeah, it's not a fucking sprint.
I like to. Do you do this thing, right? I have a friend who told me that
Tap,
this thing.
tap, tap.
No, not tap, but you kind of press it a little. Apparently, it makes it less fizzy. Apparently, I don't know.
No, so
I think it's just a superstition at this point.
I 100% believe it's superstition. I do the tap, tap, tap open to settle the can because this
It doesn't mean anything.
it feels like a magician's trick or something. It's like, this will explode unless I do this. Watch.
Cheers. Here's a little poopy.
That's from tapping it 9 times.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Let's go. It's the bubbles. Oh, all that wind is like, it's not that fizzy, but all
There's
that
still
wind,
fizz.
and it's just sitting above my
Yeah.
breakfast, and it's ruining my whole day. I feel very sour about this whole experiment currently, and that is not the beer's fault. I'm gonna take my time now because I feel like if I keep forcing it, I'm gonna puke. You keep talking. I'm gonna stare into the void.
So Johnny's staring into the void. I'm just gonna make noises while I do this. So yeah. You enjoying that void?
No.
Okay, I'll keep talking to you then. The initial skull was quite good. Towards the end, quite gassy. I don't know. Maybe all the bubbles are down here, and on the top is fine. I'll try to keep going.
Oh my god, that made everything better.
Started off real strong. Thought it was like super easy. Maybe got a little bit too excited about it. Being like, oh, this is super easy.
Stomach hurts.
Yeah, I do feel like there's so much air inside me right now. I will give it, I don't know, like a 6. Is that fair? Is that unfair?
It's up to you, it's your rating. Well, I've just finished can 3, and as you see yours... As you saw yours, that took me way longer than it should have.
Bit too feeling.
Yeah, it's too filling.
Yeah, bit too feeling. So like, I think 6.
Like, what the fuck are we gonna do when we hit an IPA?
Oh fuck, man.
It's gonna be a disaster. So I'm gonna give this a 6. I'm gonna put it a little above average. Because I think if I wasn't so full, if I hadn't eaten such a big breakfast, or I was more removed from breakfast when we started this. So Mark is 2 pisses, I'm 1 piss. But Mark also has had some backsplash from the tap.
I will throw it up. Okay. So,
Kira, are we gonna get a shot of this? Can you see this on camera?
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, I'll admit, the positioning of it, but it's not piss.
He's tasted it.
I tasted it. I did taste my trousers to prove it.
He has tasted
This is
it.
not piss. This is a splashback from a tap.
Was to tap your penis?
It was my penis.
Don't have dreams, kids.
No, it only gets in the way. You could be an accountant.
But do drink responsibly.
So I have been to the Czech Republic.
I have not.
And I did not once see Pražský. I don't know if it was particularly just for the place. I was in the capital at the time.
What
I
is
don't know if it
capital of
was
the Czech
just
Republic?
the capital of the Czech Republic is, if you'll bear with me now for a moment, Prague.
Pražský.
Pražský.
Mark has just finished can 6. I'm nearly finished can 6. So we're about to give you our bank for buck rating.
Per 6-pack, it is $6.75.
What was it? $6.75?
$6.75.
$6.75 for 6-pack. So we got these for 8 cans for €9. So that works out at $6.75.
8 out of 10. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. So that's an
I
8
don't
out
want
of
to
10.
go too high because I don't want to be like, this is one of the greatest things I've ever had. I don't want to say that this is a fucking quality beer.
For $6.75 for a 6-pack.
For nothing, for pocket change, fucking pittance, thrown into the wayside. No bother.
For bang for buck, so for what you're paying, for only drinking a 6-pack, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10.
You fucking cheeky devil.
I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And I know I hit the void earlier, but that was on me. That was on a lot of fucking personal shit. It's on the fact that eating breakfast. But for 6 cans, for the flavour that you get from it, it's a decent percentage. I'm much brighter and warmer now than I was when I started. I'm so happy to give that a 9 out of 10.
You've grown.
9 out of 10 for
You've grown. I think we've all had emotional growth here. It's okay. It's gonna take a little time.
A little time to drink the next 4 cans. So let's start with the marketing. So we're looking at, so as we talked about earlier, this eagle to us screamed Austro-Hungarian Empire, but it is on the coat of arms of the Czech Republic. I don't know enough about history. Maybe that's because they were part of the Austro-Hungarian
I don't know
Empire.
if that's offensive or not. If it is offensive, please write in.
Yeah, we don't mean to be offensive. We actually think it's a cool symbol.
Also, like the weird, I don't know if it's like a breakdown in translation or something, but the phrasing of Pražský being a brewed to a Czech tradition. Not a Czech beer,
Yeah.
but
Brewed to a Czech tradition. It implies that it's brewed elsewhere.
That rang
but to a
around bells.
Czech
I was like, this is
recipe.
gonna be brewed in fucking Dundalk or some shit.
Yeah.
And we look it up. And
Also, they've
like,
they got the fleur de lis on the can, and then 2 heads of God knows who with a little schmeg. I don't know who that's supposed to be. He looks a little Roman, and then you have some fucking a rook. I think of chess. I think that's a rook.
Okay, so the way I pour, I usually I like a thin head. I do. Oh, sorry, Pražský branded glass. So like the way I pour, like I generally like a thin head.
I like a thick head.
Most of the time. Diane likes a bit of a Czech head, we'll call it, because
Czech head.
actually
That's a good way to put it, because it's actually a style of pouring beer. If you drink in like continental Europe, there's a much bigger head of beer than you get in Ireland.
So like culturally, like we're not into a thick head apart from Guinness, and I would say like yeah, so like when we go abroad and someone gives us a beer and we're like, what the fuck? There's like half this thing is suds. What's going on? Whereas like that is actually the style.
That's actually how the beer is supposed to be.
Like, and when you do drink it, it makes sense. Whereas like over here, someone gives you a big fat head. You feel like you're cheated of
by
boxing the chops clean off.
You feel like you've been cheated of beer.
Yeah, until they gave you the right amount of fucking liquid you deserve.
Yeah, in Ireland, if you're like a European bartender and you come over to Ireland and it's your first shift and you're pouring a beer, if you put a big thick like proper continental head on it, Irish people feel like you're cheating them of beer.
100%.
But it's because like so if you're talking about like Irish beer, if you're talking about Irish beer tradition. We have Guinness, which is the most associated with us. But what's older is Irish Red Ale and Irish Pale Ale are the two like traditional.
You have your
and those are an ale you don't have a head on. So like a Pale Ale or Red Ale, you wouldn't have a big head on. It's a very thin head.
We're on to our 9th can here, like, and there's still the flavour, and it's a nice. It's not like it's a sickening taste. It's a nice.
No,
taste.
It's actually a really good flavour. I think for the price for the can and the flavour of the can, like Pražský, I'm going to say this again, I feel like you'll actually sell more at a higher price market because the can is so delicious.
Well, but
it's associated
do that,
but it is associated with a lower market for where its flavour is actually really, really good.
It's aimed at the scourges, and we are the scourges.
We are the scourges.
I know that. I'm aware of that. But like, you could have so much more. You absolutely could. Yeah.
It's a SCOBY can because it's price market.
It's like,
but it's not SCOBY in its flavour.
Not at all. It is such a fucking tasty beer.
It's a great beer.
And when this capitalist society does finally collapse,
that was nearly another tally into my knocking the fucking tower.
We'll probably all be drinking Pratsky cans. I didn't move it.
That was Mark Hughes.
That's one. That's one for Danny.
No, fuck off. That's Danny, Mark Hughes knocked that one.
Danny,
did knock one, but that was bullshit.
Takes, he's just slapping all of us. Like,
I mean,
like,
I'll fucking knock your cock off.
afraid. I'm afraid. Knock knock.
Your dick is soft.
Hold on. Knock knock.
Your dick is soft.
Knock knock.
Your dick is very soft.
Kira, knock knock. Help me out here. Meet me halfway. Amy, knock knock.
That's so bad.
Who's there? Falling cans again!
No! Hold on a second. I resent the fact that being about me knocking off. I knocked it over once. Mark knocked it over the second time. And me trying to put it together is not the
Danny's been drinking. Father! Oh no!
I will beat him.
Let's check yourself. Lest you wreck yourself.
You're a fucking dickhead and I hate you.
So I got a big swallow as what's her name from the Mary's bar at the market, the Market Mary's.
The Market Mary's. We're gonna come in now for Mark's wet rating. So that's out of 10. How he feels in his style of drunk and how much he's enjoying that drunk before we get into the overall take on rating.
7 out of 10. I feel giddy, I feel stupid, I feel like I want to drink way more, which is like always a great sign of a can where it's like,
10 cans, yeah.
Let's have more cans.
Very early on, I had too much to eat. I felt, and as you saw, viewers, very much in the void. I thought this was all going to go downhill for me, and Pražský brought it back. I'm going to give this, as a wow factor, I'm going to give this a 9. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Like, super fucking high. For having brought me back to where I was, I'm in a super good mood.
I'm gonna throw in with Danny because like we had like a little bit of comparatively kind of the same kind of buzz, but it's also just because we enjoy similar things for drinking.
Yeah, because you went 8 out of 10.
And yeah, I will wait for this.
Yeah, you said 8 out of 10 for your wow factor.
It was a lie.
You're upping it.
It was always 9 out of 10.
You're upping it.
It was always 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Anyone said it? 9 out of 10.
Yeah, so I have to say, if I had to, for my 10 can rating, I'm going to give this a 9. I think this is one of the best cans. Not the best, because that's what I'm going to reserve that like 10. I think we're going to hit something magical at some point. If you've seen our wow factor and our 10 factor.
Have they?
Yes, they have. They absolutely
let's keep going.
So, viewers, according to our ratings here, nobody vomited.
Yet.
I knocked over my tower once, and that became an issue.
Tell the stories, Daddy!
So according to what I have in Mark's notebook is Mark has pissed 7 times and I have pissed 4 times. I feel like I may have pissed a 5th time, but
who cares?
Who knows?
Daddy, would you like some pissing? Daddy, would you like some pissing?
Daddy, would you like some pissing?